Hello there, my dear friends on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. My name is Tim Mikhelishvili, CEO and co-founder of Fierce Pharma, an analytics and organizational change agency that's bringing the elements of sports and data science into the daily fabric of business to drive stronger performance of medical teams and also to raise new standards in healthcare quality. I'm also the host of an annual event called Medical Innovation Olympics, which is now in its fourth year. And that's what we're here to talk about today. I'm here today with an incredible scientist, researcher, competitor at this event last year, and an expert judge this year, John Hemming. John, please introduce yourself to the audience once again.
I've done various things in my life. I've been when I was 23, I set up a computer company. And for 18 years, I was a member of Birmingham City Council in the UK. That's the centre of England. And I was deputy leader of the council there. And for 10 years, I was a member of the UK Parliament, dealing interestingly with the Regulatory Reform Select Committee, which I sat on for 10 years. So I've studied regulatory issues, which are really up in the news at the moment in lots of different ways, which is very interesting, but shouldn't hold back novelty, because obviously regulation, you have to have a balance to ensure people's safety. But basically, it shouldn't hold back novelty. And what we need are more things, really, more people participating in events like this, which is about new ideas, developing new thoughts, new processes, new drugs, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we saw the short video clip there with some music, some pictures there of scientists celebrating innovation, watching it unravel, right, and evolve over time. And those are some of the visuals that we have in our mind that we want to accelerate with this event. John. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, well, exactly. And this event is pretty well unique in giving people an opportunity to put forward new ideas in an environment where there's no downside. So you learn from the process of putting forward your ideas. You're not always going to get positive comments. You get some negative comments as well, but that's useful because you can learn from that. So there's no there's no downside. And for people interested in sponsoring, it's an opportunity to network with people who are working on developing new interventions. We need a lot of work done in the medical environment, because obviously there are lots of health issues around the world in various forms, and we need to find ways of making sure people, as Homo sapiens, function better, because there are so many difficulties there.
Yeah. So we're excited about this event, but then again, everyone is excited about so many different events. So I want to just talk a little bit about how I've found the formula of excitement, having started this event 4 years ago, and how you, John, and our board of industry leaders, experts in public health, recognized globally, investors as well, are also defining excitement. Okay, so here is our formula for excitement. It is competition. Why competition? Because it forces you to take your best self, and to the public, right? It forces you, it challenges you. This is a challenge which puts you in the kind of position to do your best. All right, so that's number one. It's a challenge. It's transparent feedback, okay, and mentorship, where you as a competitor are able to understand why you are receiving the kind of feedback that you're getting, for what parts of your idea. There are various different criteria, and you hear about it quickly, right? Which allows you to make the right corresponding decisions, right? So it's really about competition, right? Feedback, and also learning, because it's the learning that's exciting here, because this event, the way it's formatted, is on demand. It's at your leisure, but it requires you to set some time aside, put yourself in a different type of setting that's going to be unforgettable, that's going to be with other leaders and innovators, scientists, Olympic gold medalists as well, right? And it's when you're in different new settings that you usually are able to ideate, take your idea to the next level, right? Because look, for example, we spend a lot of time in our office, right in front of our laptop, many of us, right? What if you go outside in your garden, it's in your garden, right? Take yourself in a different setting, right? Or in a competition. We are creating the type of resource and environment that will make this a memorable and exciting place. Okay. So over 16 days, and then also afterwards, there will be many articles, podcasts, and this is a marketing and an exposure opportunity because your voices need to be heard and need to reach the right people. Okay. And this is one very important community of healthcare champions that can help you do that. Whether or not you win the two awards, $5,000 for the concept and a product. All right. So that's a little bit of on the excitement part, okay, of competition. Now, let's address a little bit those people who have heard about this event and who are thinking about sponsoring this. Okay, so if you are an investment group, an investment fund, an innovation hub in biopharma, an innovative consulting company, and you're a leader of a new organization that targets healthcare, improving the access, quality, and continuity of healthcare, then this is the place to support and to sponsor innovation. All right. It wasn't until I became an entrepreneur, a founder of a company, after years of being an employee in pharma companies, 7 different companies, that I really understood and had a new appreciation for how important it is to support innovation and prioritize particular types of innovation, right? And that's dependent on the investors, on the people with the resources, with the vision. Woven Health Collective is an incredible company. It's a healthcare marketing organization that's sponsoring this event for the second year in a row. New York Bio is a media partner as well. That's New York University, NYU affiliated innovation hub, one of the largest of its kind. And so, John, what is your call to action to the sponsors in terms of what area of innovation they can help accelerate?
Well, obviously, it's the subject matter is medical innovation, so it's within the medical sphere. But that can be a product, it can be a service, it can be a new drug, it can be all sorts of things. And if you're working in that area, you need to network, you need to be up to speed, you need to be at the front of innovation, because yes, this is a competition, but the world's a competitive world. The difference about this competition is that if you don't win, you still progress, you still make further progress. There's no, it's not that your business doesn't make any money sort of thing. Whereas in the broader world, if you've not got your ideas right, people may not tell you. That's the worst thing. They'll just not buy your service, or they'll not invest, and they may decide not to tell you why they're not investing. Whereas at least in participating here, you get some feedback. And obviously, from a sponsor's point of view, if it's your line of business dealing with innovators in this area, you want to be in at the ground level. You don't want to come along after they've sort of progressed a long way, because other people will be in there first. Oh yes, we've got the thing says sign up today. Well, today is the 31st of July 2025. Yes. So the chances are you may see this today, you may see this another day, but you get cheaper prices today.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's share with our potential sponsors, those who still have a chance to participate, to sponsor an expert panel, a keynote presentation, our awards and recognition about the types of competitors that are already leading the way. They participated in the first session of the Olympic trials on June 6th. There will be a second session as well. I want to share our proposals that we've received, okay, and our leaders so far. Here they are. They come from all over the world, as you can see. And here are some of the titles, okay, and categories from our competitors who are leaders. I'm showing them in the order of the in the descending order in terms of the votes so far, the scoring that they've received based on 5 different criteria, which are different for concepts, which are early stage, versus products, by the way. Okay, so an AI-enabled full-body molecular scan of inflammation from Connor Loy, David Mead from Terra Bioforge, Brett Quigley, medical device product, a customized seating that prevents pressure injuries and replaces outdated foam. Okay, from Tarka, Gena Nikitin, mitochondrial precision medicine and drug discovery platform. A lot of these competitors that have already been very successful in securing funding. They are looking for more partners to continue the R&D, to continue the development, and also the awareness of their concepts or products. Here's one from Anzor Pharmaceuticals, from Chris Adams, targeting the FGF23 in chronic kidney disease. And Archil Jaliashvili, skin AI platform designed to detect skin cancers as well, skinai.me. So we have a wide range of proposals across 6 tracks of innovation, which are drugs, devices, diagnostics, medtech, marketing, and medical affairs. So that if you are an organization that is looking to support products or innovation, or if you're funding innovation, invite some of your network, sponsor this event in order to just accelerate those decisions, because that's what we're really doing, right, with this event, through a very focused Olympic Village type of learning and workshop. There are going to be multiple times when our expert judges, who include venture capital investors as well as angel investors, are going to hear these ideas, these concepts or products. And so this allows you to form more deeper connections with the innovators. All right. We have a lot of polls, latest research and reports, from investor reports to more scientific conference summaries that we'll be sharing. We have a lot of enduring promotion, as I mentioned. Okay. And so it's a really unique opportunity. And by the way, this event was just recognized and shortlisted as one of the top 4 innovation challenges globally by Fierce Pharma Biotech. They have a gala, an awards gala, where the winner will be determined on September 10th. But there are a lot of companies that were considered, and we're only grateful for our event, our global virtual event, to receive that recognition as well. By the way, we have Michael Kahn here commenting. So thank you, Michael. He's one of our expert judges and a huge supporter of this event since day one. He enjoys the iterative nature of this event, how proposals evolve over time and improve from round to round. Yeah. Thank you for that comment, Michael. I've certainly been very careful not to label or title this event, along with our board, as a startup competition, okay? Because it's not just for startups, okay? And it's not just a place where you're going to pitch the same presentation every time as you advance. In fact, those most successful competitors are probably going to be strategic about what parts of their presentation to pitch when. In the first round versus second round, semifinals and finals. You have 10 minutes to do it, and a lot of creativity that you can, apply. Christina Smith. So thank you. So she's connecting with us from North Carolina. Yes, I think great to see you, Christina, as well. So here are some of our previous global challenges we've tackled. They've included phage therapy, alternative to antimicrobial resistance, longevity medicine speakers, and that's an area that you are an expert in as well, John. By the way, longevity medicine.
If you want
We
me to
had Gary
talk about
Hall.
it,
Yeah. Yes. So James Payer and David Barzilai the last 2 years, and I'm sure we're going to probably speak about it again this year. More details to come on that. You, as a sponsor, you're able to have a dedicated showcase page on Hoover. Hoover is a platform that a lot of scientific conferences use, where you'll have uh, visitors to your page. There's about 50,000 impressions on average that every sponsor receives in this virtual platform. There's a click banner as well, or an expert panel as well, where one of the speakers may be a sponsor, for example, and then we'll have speakers from Vertex, from Pfizer, executives already confirmed. So look out for the agenda as well. Here are some of our previous speakers and Olympic gold medalists there, keynote presentations, and also podcasts. So we've also repurposed a lot of the content into podcasts. This was one of them, for example, with diverse perspectives from finance, tech, pharma, and an investor perspective from Chris Piedmont as well. And here is our traction so far. Okay, I talked about this event being an exciting, unique forum, connecting medical professionals with the resources and mentorship they need. This is from Liz Delgado, our expert judge as well. And take a look on the right side of some of the previous competitors and how far they've taken their ideas, the recognitions that they've received, okay, milestones, recognitions from the White House, okay, implementing their products into national medical associations and guidelines, into professional sports teams, medical grade wearable, for example. In fact, I'll tell you my own personal experience. There is a new project that I'm working on with a large pharma company where I actually tapped into one of the previous bronze medal winners from the second annual event. And we're teaming up to provide a novel solution. So when I say that we form deep networking and projects and partnerships, I'm speaking from my own personal experience as well. These were our last year's sponsors, whom we're grateful to. Okay, and here are more testimonies. All right, and some of which I have a couple of clips I'll play later. Okay, and they include Bart Zoni from Woven Healthcare. Okay, who emphasizes how unique the format is and what type of partnerships this environment lends to, right? To understand really what drives some of these competitors and innovators to enter this event, right? And Bob Beeman also, right? Bob Beeman, who was our keynote speaker, longest running Olympic record holder to this day in the long jump and track and field, where this is a competitive environment, like John mentioned, right? And this is the kind of opportunity that the industry really needs. Here are some of the metrics. Okay, so when you sponsor this event, this is what you can expect. This is our pedigree. We've created in terms of content, playlists, and also newsletters and blog readers. We're partnering with Endpoints News, all right, to generate a publication. Okay, as a result of participating here as a sponsor. So there's various different newsletters. So a lot of people will continue to hear about this event. All right. Here are the sponsorship packages. I'll forward these to you. If you're interested, contact us. There's still time to add your name to the sponsors and to support this event, which is a volunteer effort on behalf of all of our expert judges and leaders in the industry. And here's our real call to action to raise the stakes and new standards in healthcare quality. Again, right? We're highlighting your sponsorship opportunity here today in particular. All right. So, John, we're going to play a few clips as well here, but what are some of your impressions as you are anticipating this event in terms of innovation? There's 6 categories. We've received a lot in devices, drugs, diagnostics, and medtech. We're looking for more in medical affairs and marketing. But what kind of innovation would you want to maybe specify? And what are some areas in terms of sponsors as well? Where do you want to see more innovation faster, I guess, happen?
Well, it's always difficult, isn't it? Because there's so many different areas. You see, one of the issues, like the foam seats, it's a simple thing, but actually could make a real difference to people who've got physical problems. So, sometimes little ideas that are novel ideas can make a big difference to people. It doesn't necessarily have to be a complicated genetic intervention, that's in the news at the moment, isn't it? I don't know if you followed that story, but there's all sorts of ways that innovation can improve people's lives. And if you are an innovator, it's useful to have an environment in which you can safely put forward your ideas and discuss them without it doing you any long-term harm because you lose investment or whatever it may be. And at the same time, if you're in this sphere, you want to work with innovators because you are an investor, say, particularly obviously investors, it's a very valuable route of contact. But if you're even in working in the PR side, providing lab services, whatever it may be, here's an opportunity to get in with people when they've got the ideas at the early stage, not at a later stage, when they've already got some seed funding and everything else like that. And whatever it is, you're not in at the ground level. You want to be in at the ground level, and here's the opportunity to do that.
Yep. All right. So I asked this similar question before. Let's get a perspective from Bart Zoni as well, and you also provided one here. I'm going to play a clip.
In the end, there are lots of situations where people's health is not as good as it could be, and we're looking for how we can improve people's quality of life, because there are quite a few challenges there. So there's such a broad area. My own team is getting very, very focused on ALS, which in the UK is called MND. But there's so many different areas, and there are areas where no progress has been made, and progress needs to be made.
What I noticed and really appreciated was there was a laser focus to what John just said on the patient and an understanding of where those needs are, and then really novel ways to address that. So we saw everything from technologies that haven't existed to very practical solutions that just connect dots that haven't been connected before. And seeing the different domains of innovation that are out there that can actually help has really been exciting. And innovation doesn't mean a new molecule. It could just be a manufacturing solution that connects somebody who needs a device with a device when and where they need it. So seeing all the range of ideas that were submitted and discussed was very exciting. Yeah. One of the great things is I've had the honor of being a founder a few times. I know how hard that is, and also working in instances where companies have taken those innovations to market and been very successful. And as a founder, there are limited resources out there, and there's competition for resources, but that competition isn't as collegial as what Tim's doing here, where you get to hear how people are presenting and thinking about life sciences the ways that these innovations are coming along and becoming businesses. And frankly, the connections that I've made over the last 2 years have been very fruitful and interesting. Met a lot of really cool people. And as a founder, you need to know people. And this is a great way to make that happen in a forum where everybody's friendly, everybody's positive. You get a lot of great feedback that's going to make you more competitive out there. And that's really what we need. So as a founder, you really got to go for this.
Certainly $5,000 is nothing to ignore, but we all know it's going to take far, far more than that for many of these ventures to succeed. The value you're going to get out of this is the recognition and the help. It's worth 10, maybe 100 times, that cash prize. But you've got to show up, you got to participate, you got to be here. And I would even say that participating in itself has high value. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to meet a lot of people. Even if you don't, get through the entire competition, even if you don't win that first place $5,000 prize, plenty of value to be gotten along the way. And I encourage anybody who's thinking about doing something in this space that's innovative, or is in the process of bringing something out and will be soon taking it to market, or has, potentially already taken it to market, but maybe struggling a little bit. Attendance here will have tremendous value.
Okay, so those are the clips from some of our expert judges, investors, also sponsor, Bart Zoni, who's participated in this event. I want to thank our current sponsor, Woven Health Collective again, and our media partners, Bullpen, which is a global community of investors and founders, some of the most talented scientists I've seen, and investors who are serial entrepreneurs and who know the resources and have the right networks to drive companies forward, to exit them, to go through acquisitions, mergers, and take you through all those steps. So they're again helping us. A lot of the people from that community are participating in as competitors or as attendees. New York Bio, I already mentioned, New York-based media partner and innovation hub. My Medical Affairs has been a huge fan. Steve Royal from Australia, good friend of mine. He's actually an athlete as well, has a commercial background in pharma. My Medical Affairs. So all the others are welcome. This is an early peek at some of the innovation that will unfold in the future, as John mentioned. Let's create opportunities for each other and the resources that we need to accelerate innovation. Those are some of my last comments. John, thank you so much for supporting this. Anything else you want to add? And we'll give the last word to you.
Chris's point is the value of participating is more than the prize, because if you've got an idea that you're investing your effort, your life into, you want to strengthen that idea as much as you can. And you don't want to find out that, after a number of years working on it, there was a little mistake that you could have got right at the start and you haven't done.
Yeah.
So
great. Well, we'll see you soon. Yes, participate, sponsor, contact me if you're interested, if we captured your intrigue in some way in this call to action. All right. Yes.